Hello. It is Tuesday, Truth Bomb Tuesday. It's time again. I think this is the 25th week in a row that come on here with some information that you can use or not use, or however you want to use it or not use it, but I'm putting it out there. This topic that I chose to go over tonight is something that's kind of important to everything that we do. Our thoughts, our mind, our habits, everything that we do is based on our conscious and our subconscious mind. And we think that we're in control of everything. We've got everything. We have our thoughts in check. We have, we are the way we are because we are. Well, actually, there's some things about us that we can't really control, and we don't really, in our conscious mind, have a way to change who we are. That's when we have to dive into other things and other ways to work on combining the conscious and the subconscious, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So what is the conscious mind? Okay, your conscious mind is responsible for everything when you're awake. Your logic, your reasoning, when somebody asks you 1 + 1 is 2, your movements, everything that you do intentionally. You can even control your breathing consciously. But as soon as you stop thinking about it, it goes back to your subconscious. It is also the gatekeeper for your mind. If you come across a belief or something that doesn't come across as the same way you believe, your mind will discredit it. Your conscious mind takes over and filters that belief because it doesn't agree with yours. Same thing happens when somebody criticizes you or calls you names. Your conscious mind takes over and says, nope, that doesn't line up with my subconscious. It's not true. So if somebody says you're dumb, you're not dumb. You just, whatever. But that's where the subconscious comes in. The conscious mind is what it is. There's not a lot to it. We, believe it or not, are made up of mostly our subconscious mind, the thing we don't really have control over. Our thing that stores all our thoughts and all our memories and our beliefs, everything is in that subconscious mind. Strange fact, by the time you were 21 years old, your brain has already stored 100 times the amount of information found in a complete set of Encyclopedia Britannica. That's huge. That's by the time you're 21. So imagine what all is in there now. Sometimes you got to go in there and clean the files out. But anyway, your subconscious mind is responsible for all involuntary actions: breathing, heart pumping, body functions, temperature regulation, hormones, everything. And your beliefs, your memories, the way you do things, your patterns, your habits. So of course, people think you can't change. But anyway, you can control your breathing with intention, correct? I can stop my breath right now, hold it, and I'm in control of my breathing. But as soon as I go to think about something else, my breathing goes back to my subconscious controlling it, which is basically everything. Your subconscious runs your life and you don't even know it. Your emotions are also controlled by your subconscious mind. That's a hard one to swallow, people. It explains why when you're anxious or down without wanting to feel that way, you're like, why am I feeling this way? I don't know. It just happens. Well, there's something in your subconscious that feels that way about a reaction that you see in your conscious mind. But your conscious mind is like, well, I don't care. But your subconscious pulls it up and has to deal with it in the way it knows how to deal with it. It stores everything that has ever happened to you, every word that's ever been said to you, every act that's ever been done to you, every behavior that's ever happened. It is stored in your subconscious, and it is used as a template to keep you safe or to keep you healthy. Your patterns, your habits, it's your master program. Okay? But it's used to store and retrieve data. That's where all your data is, in your subconscious. It is subjective, and it doesn't think or reason independently. It simply follows the commands of the conscious mind. Now, this is where it gets a little different, because what I'm saying here is like, well, I can't ever change. Au contraire, mon frère. You can change it, and lots of people do it. I've gone from a negative mindset to a positive, so I know it can be done, but it wasn't easy. It takes a lot of work. And you have to be conscious about it because you're dealing with your subconscious, what you have no control over. So your conscious mind is kind of like a gardener. Someone who goes out there and tills the soil, plants the seeds, and waits to get the harvest. Whereas the subconscious mind is the garden. It's the soil. It's the seeds that grow into the plants. So whatever your conscious mind plants, fears, doubts, insecurities, whatever, it grows in your subconscious and it becomes your habit, your pattern, your master program. It becomes the way you react when somebody does something, triggers. It is super duper, like supersedes everything. And that's where, when you learn to control your thoughts, which we don't control, by the way, we just can redirect them when they pop into our mind, because we have no control over what thoughts come into our head. They just come up. But your conscious mind can choose to reroute those thoughts. If you always think you're dumb, you're stupid, you're ugly, whatever it is that you constantly tell yourself in your own mind. I found a lot of people play hate tapes in their head about the things they don't like about themselves and things that they want to change, things they want to do. But then those patterns and habits that are in their subconscious don't allow them to change, because they believe it and they just roll along with it because it doesn't interrupt their beliefs or their thought patterns or anything. The way to change the mind as a whole is to get in there with your conscious mind, and when those thoughts come in and those habits and those actions, and you choose to redirect them, and instead of believing it and just saying that's who I am, that's what I am, you choose to redirect it. You start doing affirmations. You start telling yourself what you want to accomplish, what you are, and do it repeatedly, because those habits and those behaviors did not happen overnight. Do you know that this is another fun fact? We're born with two fears, fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. Everything else is a fear that has been put on you, usually before you're 5, childhood, when you're little and your parent yanks you back from something. Oh, don't do that because you can get hurt. Oh, don't do that because you can fall. Oh, don't do that. That's where all your fears and stuff happens. Over the course of your life, you don't do something because that one time at band camp, you got hurt by it. So your body sets up a protective thing, a barrier to keep you safe. Although those safe things keep you where you are. They keep you from becoming who you're supposed to be. They keep you from pushing past the fear, the doubt, the hatred of yourself. I know a lot of people that hate themselves, and it hurts my heart. But it helps you push past it. But you have to make that decision. And I've talked about deciding. I've talked about making decisions and how they're life impacting. You have control, basically, over everything. But you have to want to do it, You've got to decide that when those negative thoughts come in, no. And say 3 things, or as I tell Taylor, or this is something I've done. When those thoughts come in, say 5 positive things you're grateful for. Changing your thought to gratitude, game changer right there. You can change any negative habit with changing it to gratitude. If you think you're broke, or you think you're pale, or you think you're whatever, or you don't like your hair, change it with 5 things you're grateful for. It will change your life, but you have to do it. And you can do that with affirmation. You can also learn to let your thoughts come and go, and you don't have to focus on them. Believe it or not, you don't have to sit and let a thought come in your head like, I'm dying, and focus on it and let it overtake your entire being. It doesn't have to be that way. And I'm going to use me as an example again, because I got a scary diagnosis, and I chose not to focus on that scary diagnosis. And people ask me all the time, aren't you scared? Aren't you? No, I don't give it any energy. I don't think about it. I really don't. What do? make things in my life that make me better. Instead of focusing on what's wrong with me, I focus on the things that I can do to make my life better. Everything that we do is a state of mind, a choice, a behavior, and you can change those subconscious behaviors. You can change those thoughts. You can change your patterns, habits, choices. It's not easy, people. It's really not easy. But if you want to change enough, if you want to change your eating habits, stop making excuses and just do it. If you want to change your exercise habits, stop making excuses and do it. If you want to change your thinking, stop making excuses and do it. Write journals, write things down. That is a huge way. Start writing things out the way you want them instead of the way they are. Start changing your focus to what you are, to what you want to be, and work towards it. Do those things. You can change your subconscious mind, but you have to do it. Stop assuming that's just who you are. Everything in your subconscious is there because of somebody else saying it, speaking it, doing it to you. It is a reaction to and a protection mechanism, which is great. But a lot of those things are not real. They're not true. They don't really benefit you and where you need to go in your life. So, look up some of this stuff. Google it. Look up ways to change your life. Look up ways to meditate. Look on ways to use affirmations. Powerful, just saying. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I hope y'all have a blessed evening, and thanks for watching Truth Bomb Tuesday.